All right, so it's been a minute since I've done a video. I've been busy like everybody else, it's just doing this takes a little bit of time, and right now I'm spending more time with the fam than doing this. I'm still watching you guys. I see the collections, I see what's going on. Definitely go to all the auctions, as many as possible. Those are always fun. Even if I don't buy some, it's always just fun to be there, listening to you guys, interacting and whatnot. So I'm doing this video because I finally got back a submission that I sent in for 25 books to get pre-screened through CGC, and got 23 9/8, 2 were rejected. So let's take a look at what I got. I'll try to make it short and sweet for you guys. Starting with this copy of Farmhand, issue number 1. Pretty obvious why I got this slab. This is a movie spec book. This will be the 3rd or 4th copy that I've gotten slab. All of them came back at 9/8. And this one I might hold. I got rid of the other ones, but we'll see. I sent in 2 copies of Avengers 684, and let's see, that's one of them. Here's the other one, and I don't remember where I got these books from. This is one of those things where I was looking through boxes, looking for books to send out for a submission, and I ran into these 2 books, and they looked good enough. I thought maybe they would get declined, but they got approved, so there you go. This book actually has fizzled out a little bit. This at one point was selling around the 200 range. Now you could probably get it for about $100 maybe. So so there's that. And these are not all for the collection. Some of them are to be sold. Obviously I do that so I can afford to get the books that I really do want to keep in my collection. So I think a lot of us, if not everyone, either goes through that or actively does that. Not all the time maybe, but every once in a while. It's a good way to cycle the books, get them to someone else that really wants them in their collection, and just frees up some space and gives you a little bit more money to get the books that you really want. So here's a copy of Walking Dead 192, and this is the actual death of Rick. 191 is where he gets shot, and 192 is where he actually dies. And I got 2 copies. Actually, I think I have another one, but that one's not slab, that's just raw. So I got these 2 copies that came back 9/8. It displays pretty well, and actually those 2 came back really nice, as opposed to the 191. I'm not sure if you can see it, but man, that right over here just looks so funky, man. That I'm really hoping CGC is going to do something about their slabs. They don't look very appealing sometimes, especially if you have a lot of black in the background. In this case, right around here is where you can see that. What do you call it? The flawed? I don't even know what to call that thing. That, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's all over that spot. Let's see, moving on. I sent in a 193, and that's actually one of the 2 books that got declined or rejected. I sent in 3 copies of Gideon Falls number 1, the variant cover F, virgin cover. That is one of them. Let's see. Here's the second one, and let's see. Oh, here we go. It's the 3rd one. And again, I don't know where I got 3 copies from, but hey, whatever. I might keep one. I actually just sold 2 to someone on IIG, so I gotta ship those out today. Also have a copy of Gideon Falls number 1. This is the B cover, and let's see. I think I have. Yeah, I do. Yeah, there it is. Then I have a copy of the C cover. I do have copies of the main, just didn't get them slabbed. They didn't look like they would pass the 9/8 mark, so I figured why bother. But yeah, these I'm probably gonna pass these on to someone else. as I actually never even read the storyline past issue number 1. It just didn't get me, so I just, I didn't get into it. All right, so let's see. Here's a copy of Incredible Hulk 711. This is the Marco Checchetto variant cover, and I got this book from a collection I bought off of someone that used to be on YouTube, and it's been sitting in the box this whole time. I always thought it was a high-grade book. Wasn't sure if it was a 9.8 candidate, but turns out it is. So, if you keep your books, like well taken care of, you don't smoosh them up and all that, you don't really have to press them. Either that or CGC just gave it to me. So either way, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see. All right, so moving on. Got 2 copies of Little Bird number 1. Same, just this is more of like this is a spec buy. I actually read issue number 1 and 2 and I thought it was pretty cool, but I just didn't pick it up after that, so I really don't know what's going on with the storyline at this point. But I did have these 2 books and they're 9.8s, so there it is. These will probably go up for sale as well. I think I'm probably gonna keep just 3 of the books that came back. For instance, this one, 7 to Eternity number 1. I really enjoyed this storyline, and this was actually a gift. It was gifted to me by a friend for Christmas last year. So yeah, I wouldn't sell something that was gifted to me. So I decided to get it slabbed, and perfect. This is one to keep, so I'm very happy with this one. Let's see. Moving on. Here's a copy of Sonata. I don't really know how to pronounce that. In Spanish, it'd be Sonata. Anywho, this is the variant cover. Obviously, this book came out in June of this year, so it's a relatively new series. I like the storyline. I read issues 1 and 2, and with so many books coming out, I kind of fell off the storyline, and maybe I'll pick up the volume at some point to see what's going on with it. But I think it's a good book to have. You guys let me know. I'm not sure if you've been reading the book. Let me know if it's any good. Let's see. Here we go. This actually I slabbed for someone else. So there's 2 books here I slabbed for a friend of mine. This will be one of them. It's Bitch Planet. This is the main cover. And he also has the variant, one of the variants at least. And that also came back at 9.8. He treats his books the same way I do. So, I mean, we keep them in Mylars. Even the, the dollar bin books. Because dollar bin books sometimes turn into $15, $20 books. So, I say just treat them all the same. Why not? I don't like to go stingy on materials, but, that's just me. Let's see. Yeah, this was cool. Middle West, issue number 1. This is the main cover. It's got a young book. Same with most of these books, actually. I bought this book. I read it. It was interesting. I had every intention to, keep up with the storyline. Didn't put it in my submission and totally forgot about it. So there you go. Hear a lot of good things about it. This, I know for sure I will probably pick up the volume. This one's pretty cool. Die number 1. This book was recommended to me by one of the managers at an LCS I go to, and I never read it. I have no idea what's going on with this book. I know I had it. When I was digging for books to send off, this one stood out. Obviously, I know it's kind of hot. Maybe it kind of fizzled a little bit at this point. But, there it is. I don't think I'll be keeping this one because I have no idea as to what's going on with it. So I might as well pass it on to someone who actually has some interest in it. And I think the way I look at this is sometimes I just put in the work, go through all this because I think it's kind of fun. and B, I just, I'll do the legwork for someone else. Why not? Got 2 copies of Analog #1. This is the B cover. And this book I do like a lot. I'm still reading the series. I think they're on issue #8, which actually came out yesterday. It's a great storyline. I do like Gary Duggan's writing, so I'm gonna stick with this one. I have multiple copies of the B and the main cover. And this is a great storyline. If you guys aren't reading it, I recommend it. So this is pretty cool. So I'm happy with this. I'll probably gift one to one of my friends and keep one for the old collection. And lastly, I got this Spider-Geddon #2. This is a variant cover, and this one's actually staying with me. When I bought this book, my daughter was with me, and she fell in love with the cover. So this is actually going in her room on her wall with a couple other books that she's got up there. So that's pretty cool, man. Some things are they just look nice framed, and with the whole Spider universe and everything going on, you never know. This might actually be a key one day. I doubt it, but you never know. So those are the books that got graded. So let's see what got rejected. Let's see. All right. So Harley Quinn. I guess they didn't like this book. And I could have sworn this book was actually a mint. Like, I looked at this book thoroughly because this book would have looked really nice in a slab. So I am a bit disappointed, but I have another copy, so maybe I'll give it another shot. If not, I'll probably either keep it or sell it off. And I had every intention to get the full set, right? To get the 191, 192, 193. Rick is shot, he dies, and then boom, ending of the storyline. And I have a couple of copies of this book. I thought this was the best looking one, and it got rejected. So maybe I'll try one of the other 2, or I might even resubmit this one, because you never know. Without doing anything to this book, next time this might actually be a 9.8, right? Inconsistencies, it happens. So yeah, man, that's all I got from that submission. But since we're already doing the video, I might as well show you guys what I got in the mail today. So let's see. This is from, I think it was last week's NY Warriors auction. It could have been the week before. I can't remember right now. But I bought these books off of Biggie, and they came in the mail today. Came in well protected. I mean, really well protected. I've never actually bought books from him. I've bought books from Jeff Johnson, but not him. And packaging was on point. And also the condition, the description that he gave was, I would say, is pretty accurate. So I'm pretty happy about that. Really, I just wanted to get the Infinity Gauntlet books, and only way for me to get those books was to outbid somebody, and I ended up with these Morbius books and some other books that I don't know, I'll probably read, I mean, just for the hell of them, right? But really have not much of interest in them, but I got what I wanted, and I got a great price on them. So if you guys don't go to live auctions, man, I recommend you do. It's fun, you know what I mean? Even just to hear the people talking and kind of seeing the interactions and whatnot, I think it's pretty cool. It's a good time, even if you just have it playing in the background. And it's a good way to support, show support to the community and get some books at a good price, and no one's pressuring you to do anything. You can just buy or not buy. So, I mean, why not go and support? So that's it. That's what I got as of lately. I think I might post up another video because I've been quite busy buying up some what I consider to be keys, or at least definitely keys for my collection. So I'll probably be sharing that with you guys. So if you got any comments, you know what to do. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate your view.